And hi again, I'm Dylan Black. It's Daytime Ottawa Rogers TV. We've got a performance coming up in seconds. On his latest album, he deals with the devastating hardships experienced by families and friends, family members, that is. And the album, as you can see, it's right here. It's called Loss. His name is Jean-Paul De Roover, and he's here to perform for you right here on Daytime.
Can't provide a definition of what it's like to have no ambition. So tear me down like a demolition. Break me down for scraps. I'm just a wreck. I'm just a wreck. Cannot focus, so I'm cashing out. I didn't plan on failure or a sick self-doubt. These tangled wires just won't let go. Now they're catching fire, which means I'm just a wreck. I'm just a wreck. Broken lines, lost connection. There's warning signs, but the alarm's not ringing. This monument is falling apart. Time's running out. I'm just a wreck. I'm just a wreck.
Wow, there you have it. Jean-Paul De Roover, Wreck, right here on Daytime Ottawa. Rocking and rolling. How you doing? Good job.
Doing great. Thank you very much.
Amazing stuff. Did you lose your voice a bit there? You're okay?
No, I mean, it's just, the song talks about being a wreck, and that's kind of what this tour has been a little bit. Just breakneck schedules every day, 14-hour drives, 2 hours of sleep, the usual.
Imagine. I know you're in town for a big show. And so what is Wreck all about then?
So it's kind of about, well, it's literally about, the body failing and falling apart, and that's kind of, the reality of being a musician and being on the road all the time, but it's also about losing not just one's physical attributes, but also mental. So it's about losing your mind a little bit with stresses and everything else that comes with day-to-day life.
I did mention at the beginning of the segment that the album deals with the devastations and hardships that family members, friends
That's right.
have experienced. So this time around, the album is Loss. Love was a whole different album back in 2019, correct?
That's right. That's
yeah.
right.
So what's going on then with this album? Why did you decide to deal with such hard topics?
So for me, it was more important about having these two albums become, I've heard of them as sibling albums. So Love came out last year, like you mentioned, and it's a singer-songwriter, acoustic, intimate songs about love in its many different shapes and forms. Loss is the exact opposite. So it's about everything terrible that's happened to people that I know and my family as well. But it's much more aggressive. It's a full live band with orchestral samples and everything else. But that's the two are supposed to be paired together, and that's why the two of them are joined together as vinyl copies as well.
Okay, and it was stripped down here today. It was a sort of a more of acoustic thing. But your band is called the Band-Aid Solution.
That's right, Jean-Paul De Roover and the Band-Aid Solution.
That is pretty cool. That's a cool name. It's catchy for sure. What is the recording process for you? Because you're actually a producer as well, so you've got your hands all over this.
So as a producer myself, actually, and as the artist on the album myself, I had a live drummer, but otherwise everything else, except for a couple of guest appearances here or there, everything else was done by me.
Do people know that certain songs off this album are about them?
There are a couple people that do know now. When I was in the process of writing and recording them, I didn't, divulge that information.
Yeah.
But now that the album is out, people have come up to me and said, a relative in northern Manitoba came up to me and said, I finally listened to that song, and I realized that it was about me and my family, and just thank you so much for writing it. It really put my grief into a perspective that no one else has been able to explain before.
So as a musician, as an artist, that's got to touch you inside. That's got to feel darn good.
I mean, given the subject matter, yes and no.
Yeah, totally. But to know that you've made like an effect on somebody, that
it certainly is
helped them
validating.
feel better.
Absolutely, it's very validating. That's for sure.
Is this the first time in roughly 13 years that I'm reading that you're on the road with the full band?
That's true. I've done a total of 3 shows with a live band before, over the 13 years, but this is the first time I've ever toured with a live band.
Nice. Upcoming shows quickly?
Absolutely. We're hitting North Bay on the 12th, and then Sault Ste. Marie on the 13th, Sudbury on the 14th.
All right. Jean-Paul De Roover, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great way to kick off the show indeed. The Ottawa Pops Orchestra join us next on Daytime Ottawa.